Whoa, what's going on, everybody? What up, what up? Sorry if I am lagging. I'm so mad. I fixed the latency issue where I was lagging before, where I was way behind on you guys. Oh, and you can probably hear me echoing in the background because I was testing to see how laggy it was. Yeah, and now my internet's being lame and making it slow. So I can't win. Can't win. I don't know why this is happening. So I'll have to figure it out at some other time. But in the meantime, tonight we're going to be catching up on the adventure that we did not finish like 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, with the key for the Golden Vault. Keys for the Golden Vault? Keys of the Golden Vault? Keys from the Golden Vault. I picked every other word but the right one. So yeah, we'll be catching up on that. And I also just realized that I didn't read back up on this adventure before right this second. So I may be looking at the storyline a little more than I'd like to be as we're playing, but whatever. I think it's the cold ice bro. Our internet been rough over here too. Well, that's good to know because he's about maybe 100 feet away from where I am right this second. So, yeah, it is weird that it's just crapping out all of a sudden, and I don't know why. So I apologize to everybody. I know that that's frustrating when you're trying to watch somebody stream live and it keeps bugging out on you. So, yeah, anyway, we're going to be getting into the keys from the Golden Vault, and I will do a little bit of a recap. Now, the problem is I don't remember names. Let me, I should remember at least the main person's name. What is her name? The one that you meet. Adriza. Yes. Okay. So you, as a group of adventurers, you were given this little lock box while you were in town in Heroes Haven. Craig brought this to you, and he said that this is something that he really only kind of trusted you guys with taking care of because you've shown yourselves worthy of taking on important quests for him and such. So he gives you this box, and there's no key to it or anything, but as he hands it to you, this key just kind of appears in the box, and you twist it and you open it up, and you hear this woman's voice come over and essentially say that they're looking for you to help them, whoever that may be, with a quest of sorts. And they said that if you choose to accept, then a carriage will show up and bring you to the woman that's talking. So you do accept. You guys did accept. You made your way a few hours away, and into the evening, you made your way into a farm field, and you met this woman at a barn, where on the loft of the barn, you found someone that was tied up. And you find out that the woman's name is Adriza, as I mentioned earlier. And you find out that they had this portrait, this painting that was supposedly of the most beautiful man there ever was. And they were talking about what to do with it and where they were going to go. And the following day, I think it was, they were going to be having this big group of important people get together and kind of talk about the painting and what to do. But that night, that day that they had kind of had it in their possession, it was stolen by a group of individuals. Now, one individual was caught, which you find out was the person here, and they gave you a little bit of information about where you can find it. So he sent you to this this hideout, and he gave you a little bit of information which pertains to Guildmaster Dusk, the person that runs the guild of the group that stole the painting. Told you a little bit about just that there will be some guards there, and that the location could be in one area in this like round section of the room, or it could be in the basement. Gave you a map, which I think I still have the map. So when I get to that section, I will pop the map up. So he did give you a bit of a rough drawn map, and then you guys were off. So you made your way to the guildmaster, the guild, the place of the guild. You made your way there, and you were dropped off by this carriage a good bit of a ways down the path, and it was pouring down rain, and you walked your way up, and Upon your arrival, you noticed what the building looked like. You saw this big building and you saw a stable next to it. And you decided to go the route of the stable. You made your way through the woods around to the side where you crept up with some very, very nice rolls and kind of peered into the stables a little bit and with some good perception rolls. You noticed that there wasn't anything to worry about right then and there, but as you made your way in, you did hear what sounded like some kind of snoring up on the loft area of the barn, but you chose not to engage. You continued on through this workshop, and through that workshop, you then made your way into what looked to be like a main entrance of the guild, but from the back side of it, so you were behind this counter. And through a little bit of investigation, you found a secret door that seemed to go downstairs. So you chose, instead of investigating more of the main area that you're at now, to instead go down the secret entrance. At the bottom, you found yourself in the middle of what looked to be some kind of supply room of sorts with a bunch of crates and barrels. And as you looked in all the crates and barrels, you found them to be empty. There was nothing in them, but you did find a door, and when you opened the door, inside of it was what looked to be this muddy, murky pool of water of sorts, and there was an arrow on the opposite side of the room pointing straight down. So, collectively, you chose to use Walsen to dive right into the water, and in some searching, he found what looked to be a key and a door underwater. So, you used the key to open up the hidden door, and as he did so, a school of something. I can't remember the name. Somebody go ahead and put it in the chat for me because I can't remember what they were called. It was a school of nasty, mean piranha-type fish that attacked Walsen from there. And so, Quippers, thank you. I knew Widget would get it. And that shows me that the lag isn't too far behind. I did fix the, I fixed the latency a little bit there. So, yes, the school of Quippers attacked and you guys managed to fight them. It wasn't that difficult, but you managed to fight the Quippers off, and at that point, you swam the rest of the way through that little tunnel there, and you popped out into what looked like a very long hallway with small slits along the wall, and that is where we left off. So, let me change the music a little bit here to this, and let me pull up your view here. So this is where we left off. And welcome, Jeremy. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, traveler. 8D20. 2 boos. Sorry about that. So it is at this point I ask all of you, what is it you would like your group of adventurers to do? You have climbed out of this trap door looking thing here from the water to the left, and kind of piled in the end of the room here. You're at dead ends on all 3 of these sides. And you see this long hallway. And it looks like it kind of... You're not sure what's down here. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what's down there. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Alright, I can see it now. Okay. So, I ask ye, what would you like to do? As you're looking for this portrait to bring back to Adriza, light up the torch and let's walk. Alrighty. So, you pull out one of your several torches. I'm sure that somebody in their inventory has tinderbox and a torch. So you light up this torch that now gives you this visual down the hallway. And you start to walk down. Who would you like to lead the way? I would assume Captain Ommoll. That's my guess. But it is totally your choice who you would like to lead. And I need to get to this part of the story here while you decide. The map. The map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Okay. There's your map, in case you don't remember it from last time. And also, there was a note on the door when you walked in. Sorry, I'm catching up, just like everybody else here. There was a note on the door, and it said, the door leading to area to the next area. It was unlocked, and it had the following note handwritten in common. Here are the rules. Look for keys and keyholes. Watch out for my pets. Follow the arrows, but don't let them hit you. Trust your ears, and remember, a little pressure can be a good thing. Get out alive. Remember, you wanted this. Good luck, Grunt. Dusk. All right. Let me now hide that. Okay. He approach cautiously. Jeremy is big. I'm not that big. 6'2", 215. Bigger than me, and I don't want you blocking my path when I run away. All right, so he is big. So are we thinking then leading with Damien? Is that the plan then? We can lead with Damien. He's a little smaller. He's a little bit tinier. One other thing. Chalk arrows drawn on the floor point toward the south end of this narrow corridor. Arrow slits are evenly spaced along the wall. Those you can see. But there are chalk arrows that are pointing southwards down this hallway on the floor. I'll say that Damien leads here. And go ahead and somebody roll an investigation check as he kind of peers around the first arrow slit to get a good look of what's on the other side of the walls. Whoever wants to roll the d20. Also, if I end up lagging behind, I believe you can refresh the video. It'll catch you up to where I am. Hopefully, I shouldn't be too far behind you. But I do see we're up to 10 concurrent viewers. So, if you are just joining us, feel free to tag along and tell me what you would like these characters to do. They are currently looking down the south end of this hallway where they see some arrow slits, but they're not sure what's on the other side. And Jeremy Cantrell just rolled a d20, rolled a 16 investigation with Damien. With Lenka, I'm sorry, I believe is a +7. Investigation +7, that's correct. So that's a big investigation. So what you see as he kind of takes his time and peers both sides of the aisle here, looking into the arrow slits, you see a collection of what looks to be skeletons. Now, here you see them all kind of perched and holding on to these bows. That is not what they actually look like. I just didn't have a way of showing skeletons, and they didn't put skeletons on the drawing. So you see skeletons kind of sprawled out along the walls. You see some of them kind of like lean backed on the wall a little bit. Some of them, they seem pretty spread apart on the ground, bones all over the place here. They're not standing like this, but they're kind of spread out everywhere. And so Damien turns around and, in a whisper, kind of relays this information. All right, I see bones all over the place, left and right. Seems fishy. Actually, you just got out of the fishy spot. And if you'd like to play along, the character sheets of our adventuring party are available to download from the link in the description. What a great call. I never remember that I put the links there, and you're right, that would be very informational for me to tell people. Oh, I need the... Oh, that's right. I need the other map. Haha. Hold on. This tells me other secret stuff that I need to see. Don't look if it pops up. Oh, it didn't. All right. There we go. There we go. All right, we in this. We in this. Seems like a trap to me. All right. Well, then what are you going to do about it? Now that you have collectively decided that there are skeletons there, Damien's in front. Did you say there are arrows on the floor? There are. There are bows. There are arrows. They are spread out throughout this area. But the skeletons aren't just standing there holding these bows and arrows as if they're animated. That's just all I had to mark them. I need like a sitting skeleton top-down token. Have Lenka cast a spell of true seeing. All right. Does he have a spell that does that? Let me see. Oh, I don't. That's right. I gotta edit what spells he has here. Shoot. Hold on. Let me pull up. Oh. Let me just. Oh no, that would take longer. 1 second. Pulling up my Google Drive. Pulling up my character sheets. All right, so yeah, I don't think that he has any kind of true sight. Unfortunately, he learned it on the fly. Do you have the note posted somewhere or just read it aloud? I just read it aloud, but I can read it one more time. All right, as soon as I pop up, there we go. Okay. So here are the rules. Look for keys and keyholes. Watch out for my pets. Follow the arrows, but don't let them hit you. Trust your ears, and remember, a little pressure can be a good thing. Get out alive. Remember, you wanted this. Good luck, Grunt. Dusk. Also, Caden would like to know what was snoring in the barn. So according to my 4-year-old, we go back to the beginning. All right. Well, unless you're actually going back to the beginning, what would you like to do here? Since you don't have True Sight. Also, Jeremy, just an FYI, the True Sight in Dungeons & Dragons actually allows you not to see whether or not things are living or undead, but instead it allows you to see into the ethereal plane, if I remember correctly. And it lets you see anything invisible, I think. I haven't played with True... All right. Oh, to see things as they actually are. I don't know. I mean, it's 6th level anyway. It's pretty high level. You don't even have that ability. But to see things the way they actually are. For the duration, the creature has True Sight. Notices secret doors hidden by magic. It can see into the ethereal plane out to a range of 120 feet. Oh, so watching for arrows, is there a way we can possibly trigger anything to see if these things come alive or fire arrows? Go ahead and roll an investigation check. Now that you want to kind of look around and see, you know, maybe is there something that could help you discern what's going on here? And I'll say that Lenka here will step forward momentarily as he's using his investigation and peering around. Is that an ID20? Oh, there it is. You know what's funny? I'm like, something about this looks wrong, but I couldn't figure it out what it was. So with a 2, as you look around, +7, it's a 9. You're not really sure. You see all these arrow slits. You see like a dirty, dusty floor. You see cobwebs everywhere. It just looks like a creepy, dark hallway, which is lit by your torch, of course. Classic Zag roll. So you don't notice anything that stands out. So what would you like to do now? Can we pick up a spare bone laying nearby and toss it down the hallway? There are no spare bones lying around where you are. All of the bones seem to be on the other side of these walls with the arrow slits there. Someone with more experience make this call. Oh, this is so lame that my internet keeps bugging out. Misty stepped to the end of the hallway. Interesting. All right, I'll put in a poll to see if anybody would be interested in doing that. Can Cap use a shield to advance while blocking with the shield? He already does kind of do that. So that's, if you're holding a shield, you're kind of already blocking things with your shield, which is why you get that bonus to your AC. So there's no way to just like completely stop an attack with the shield, if that makes sense. So do we Misty Step to the other side of the hallway? Hey. Oh, this internet is killing me. The thing is, I don't even know if it's the internet. I think it might even be OBS in general, because somebody that I was watching last week, they were having an issue with theirs too, and they were saying that it was OBS on their end. So maybe OBS needs some updates. Okay, I see 3 votes for yes for Misty Step. So, Lenka, in looking around, is going to turn to the others and say, I'll check out the other side. And he moves his hands together and just... And immediately as he opens his hand, disappears into this just smoky remnants left behind. And you see him pop up on the other side of the hallway. And he kind of braces for a minute to see if anything happens. And nothing. Nothing occurs. Did someone already ask, shoot an arrow, can Damon shoot an arrow towards the end of the hall to see if it triggers any movement? They did not, but at the moment, the wizard has Misty stepped to the other side of the hallway, and nothing has happened now. And what he sees around him are 3 walls. Where is that image? I know I opened the image up. Oh, that's right. I think it's a totally different. Hopefully you don't see that. I don't think you do. There. No, come back. I got too many things open. There we go. All right. So, what would you like to do now that Lenka has poofed to the other side of the hallway? Oh, this is killing me. Where do the arrows point? The arrows point towards the south end of the hallway. So, basically, the arrows are pointing from where Lenka came from towards where he is now. Damien and Walsen crawl. Captain blocks with shield. Advance to Lenka. Okay. All right. So, Damien and Walsen. All right. They're going to crawl forward. And as they reach this point of the hallway, Damien, as he's kind of looking around, staring at the arrow slits, seeing if anything pops up, the second he gets to this spot, he hears a little as the floor seems to press down slightly, and immediately you hear movement on the other side, and Captain Ommoll, who's standing up as opposed to the other two, sees on the other side one skeleton start to, as all the bones start to come together, and as it stands up, it brings a bow up with it, and he hears on the other side the same thing as another one scrapes the bow across the ground, picking it up, and immediately starts to pull back the bow. So what would you like to do as they are animating themselves and winding up for an attack? Going once, going twice. Let me look online, see if OBS. Get Damien off the pressure switch. All right. So as they start to animate, Captain Ommoll, seeing it, looks down at Damien and says, "Get up, get up, get up!" And Damien immediately jumps off the floor forward a little bit, and Captain Ommoll looks around and sees at this point the arrows are pretty much knocked and the skeletons are not de-animating it. So at this point, I will say, I'm going to say that they each fire a shot. Instead of going through the whole initiative and everything like that, I'm going to say that the skeletons fire a shot off. And both of them are going to be a Captain Ommoll because he is the one standing up in front of everything. Let me swap to this. Oops. All right. So, as Captain Ommoll's standing there and he watches the two skeletons, they both release the arrows at the same time. And let me pull up their stat block real quick. Oops, that's in creatures. It's terrible. Hey, I've coined this forever. There's no such thing as bad ideas. Only plot twists. Alright, so the skeleton is going to attack with its short bow. And D20. And this is going to be for both of them. I should have rolled 2 D20s. Ooh, a 6 for the first one. And a 14 for the second one. And it's going to be +4. But Captain Ommoll's AC with the shield is 19. So, as both of the arrows go flying through the arrow slits, Captain Ommoll, shield ready, as you stated, dodges out of the way. The other one blocks the other one, breaking the arrow in half. So, sprint down the hallway. Okay. Collectively, as he blocks both of these, you sprint down the hallway at Lenka, who's now just staring at all of you, wondering what's going on. And Captain Ommoll notices that the skeletons are bending down and picking up another arrow and starting to knock it. So, in this little 6-second interval, what would your party of 4 here be doing? What would you like your party of 4 to be doing? Ooh. Have Walsen turn undead? I think he gets 2 a day now at this point, right? And I don't think he's used one. Let me see. Let me go check out Walsen's. So I'm pretty sure he gets 2 a day now. Yeah, he gets 2 a day now, so you could do that and still have one. So I can put a poll out. Turn undead question mark. I see 2 votes for yes, 2 votes for yes. Anybody that hasn't voted, and if you're just joining in, we currently have 1 skeleton on either side that is firing arrows at your group that's running down this hallway. You've made it to the end of the hallway. It seems like it's a dead end. There's 3 walls at the very end. And you have the skeletons now picking up more arrows to fire off, and it's been suggested that maybe you turn undead, which would force them, I believe, to run away, because we don't have that. Oh, you do have destroy undead. And the skeletons may or may not be 1/2 or less. Also, are we just standing at a dead end? Yeah, you're standing at a dead end currently. All right, it looks like yes to turn undead. So, At that point, Walsen, looking around and seeing that the skeletons are picking up more arrows, is going to hold up his holy symbol, start to mutter under his breath what sounds to be like some kind of song that he might sing at while he's. You've heard him whisper these a few times as he's walking down the pathway, and out of nowhere, just a beam of light emanates from the holy symbol and turns into two laser targets that just shine at the skeletons, blasting them into hundreds of pieces that scatter across the mess of bones already there on either side. And everything seems quiet for a moment. Oops. So at this point, the two skeletons have been destroyed. You've used Destroy Undead, one of your two abilities here. And at this point, Lenka's looking around, looking for an idea. What do I do? So what would you like to do? Thanks for the save, widget. Yeah, Destroy Undead is broken early game. I see we are at 9 concurrent viewers. Welcome. We're trying to decide what your party here is going to do. They've come to the end of this hallway at what looks to be some kind of dead end. There are 3 walls at the end. They were just being attacked by a couple skeletons on either side. But in a last-ditch effort, your cleric here, Walsen Beshetia, used his Turn Undead, which then turned into Destroy Undead, to remove the skeleton threat. But at this point, you are stuck with chalk arrows that point southward here, but to seemingly what looks to be a dead end. The letter said a little bit of pressure is good. Do we send someone back to stand on the pressure point to see if a door opens? Can't find switch or loose rock in the tunnel. Go ahead and roll an investigation check to look for like a switch or like loose rocks, as you mentioned, knowing that the pressure plate is where it was. Yes, Lynn's put more pressure on the plate. All right, so I'm seeing some ideas for putting more pressure on the pressure plate. But once we get a D20 for an investigation check, and honestly, we can do it at an advantage now that the group of you is trying to figure out what to do. So go ahead and roll with advantage. 2 D20s. So with Lenka, that's a +7, so that's an 18. We'll also stand on the plate being undead. If more, we take a man, then using them to assist us. So you can do that. And just because, Zach, I know that you haven't played D&D before specifically, you only get turn undead twice. I'm sorry, you only get your channel divinity twice. One of them is turn undead, which is what you just used. The other is blessed healer. No. Disciple of life, I'm sorry. Am I? No. Help me out here. Preserve life. There we go. Preserve life, which gives you a ton of HP all at once. And a 4. So, I will say with the 18, though, in your investigation, Lenka starts to look around at where he's at the dead end, and it's irking him. He's like, the arrows point here. Why would they point here? And as he starts to feel around the walls, Lenka feels not a switch, but what seems to be a little bit of movement in the right wall. The wall, well, if he's looking this way, hold on, let me turn him around. If he's looking this way, come on. There you go. His right. So he feels a little bit of movement and immediately puts more pressure and feels that the wall is a door and it will move. Correct. He will not. That turn undead that you did was like a one-time, kind of like a spell thing. You're right. He is not in that state that does that anymore. Yeah, what Widget's saying. That's, yeah. So he has turned the undead away from him. But in this instance, because they were a CR of 1/2 or less, he actually destroyed undead and was able to kill all of them. So yeah, Lenka finds a secret door. Good idea, Zach, to look around and see for any switches or anything. He finds a secret door right here. Would you like to push it open? D&D for noobs with me. Push the loose brick or remove it. Yeah, no problem. So Lenka takes the false wall and pushes it. And as he does so, branches in a tunnel ahead suggest that you're entering some sort of maze. You see this hallway, and it looks like it abnormally turns to the right as if this was set to be some kind of maze. You hear the sound of heavy breathing coming from somewhere down the hallway. Learning is always good. That's why these walkthroughs are perfect for us. So, yeah, you've opened this door. You feel like you're entering into some kind of maze quest-looking thing here. And you hear the sound of heavy breathing. I see, but stealthily, for opening the door. I'll say that you had no problem opening the door stealthily. Move to that. What would you like to do? In the meantime, if you're just joining us, your group of adventurers here has made their way down this hallway, getting shot at by a few skeletons. You've turned the undead, meaning you destroyed the undead, actually, with your cleric, and found at the end of it a secret hidden door that has now opened up to this small maze here, the beginning of what looks to be a small maze, and you hear some deep breathing coming from somewhere down the hallway. Does anyone have Pass Without Trace? Walsen may. Walsen Beshert here. Does not have Pass Without Trace. And I think that he would have been the only one. Lenka might be able to get it, but I don't think so. If he does, he doesn't have it. It's a pain in the butt switching back to all these character sheets on my phone. Yeah, no problem. You can ask. I have easy access to all of them up on my this screen. So Feel free to ask. No worries. But I know that Captain Ommoll and Damien do not have Pass Without Trace. We need a ranger. Theoretically, because I know Walsen can get it. He has it. He has access to it. I just didn't prepare that one via the character sheet for you. So if you guys want, I could always switch one of the spells for Walsen to that. I like Zach's method. Just flippin' wing it. Go for it. Send Damien first since he's the highest stealth. Scout it out. All right. Go ahead and roll a d20. Give me a stealth check for Damien as he makes his way through the maze. And then, actually, I'll get another d20 for a perception check as he's kind of trying to check out what's going on around him. Okay, so I didn't know the character sheets tell us their abilities. Yeah, but even then, the character sheets, like, if you've never used or looked at character sheets before, if our map is correct. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I mean, it would still be confusing looking at the character sheet, having never looked at it before. All right, we got two d20s coming in hot. A 13 and an 18, and I believe he's a plus 10. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure in stealth he's a plus 10. Oh, yeah, that's a plus 10. So 28 stealth. Jeez. So with the most elegance the rest of your adventurers have ever seen, the steps of a ballerina, Damien twirls into the hallway, keeping his back against the walls as he moves through. And as he turns the corner here, I will say he would have looked first, but as he turns the corner, he sees... Oh gosh, I forgot I had to do these one at a time for some of these parts. What looks to be two more turns in the maze, two more turns in the hallway. But he doesn't see anything of any note, of any interest. So I will continue to move him forward. Feel free to let me know if you would like the others to keep up with him. So as he moves forward here and peers around this corner, he will see... Oops. That it goes all the way down. And so then... he will... Would you all right, I'll stop here and ask you what you would like him to do. So now he has others keep up for sure. All right. Okay. Okay. So do you want to go straight to the far end, or do you want to make the immediate left here? Follow the snoring. Okay. So the snoring seems to be coming from down. With Damien looking down, he could tell that there was another opening here as he peered down the hallway. It seems to be coming from that direction. Investigate the heavy breathing. Got it. You guys are on the same page. I like it. So... Damien, continuing his twirls around, spins around the corner, peers down this hallway to see what looks to be, well, I probably should have split that one up a little bit, but what looks to be another hallway, another part of the maze. Now, he moves in this direction, and here, as the others keep up, weapons out, probably another pet. All right, I like it. That's fair. That they are on alert. He sees left and right as he peers down the hallway. Oh, let me cut this one. There you go. The heavy breathing is coming from this direction. Do you want to continue going that direction, or do you want to go the other way? It's your choice. How do you want to do this? What is that? Oh. Okay. Wait a second. What? What are they trying to tell me here? Contains no. Sorry. I think that. Okay. We're good. Sorry. Catching up. Are the walls floor to ceiling, or is there a gap above? The walls are floor to ceiling. You are in like a underground tunnel-y maze. Go left and see if anything's at the dead end. Okay. So as Damien goes around the corner and peers in, did I don't remember. Just roll a D. I don't. Oh, that's right. Oh, you know what? You guys would have had a 23 stealth. I forgot. In my head I gave you the advantage on the 20 or on the stealth check. But the first one would have been stealth. The second one was the perception I asked you to do. So the 23 for stealth, which don't get me wrong, you're still fine. 18. I see we have 12 concurrent viewers, by the way. Welcome. Your group of adventurers here is currently making their way through this maze, and they hear the sound of heavy breathing coming from the left side of your screen here, somewhere down this direction. But at the moment, you're investigating this corner here. So with your 13 and your, I guess your perception would be coming from Damien at the moment, and his perception's +2. With a 15 perception, you see. Oh, you just passed. You see right here. Where's my mouse? There it is. You see right here something similar to the floor that Damien stepped on before. That woke up the skeletons in the back. So you see what looks to be some kind of pressure plate built into the ground here. And I can leave a little. I'll put a little mark on it so that way you can just remember that it's there. The mark may look like something. It's nothing. It's just something to note that it's there. Is there like a trap one? Would that... I say trap. It's just a pressure plate. You don't know what it does. Let's put... Ooh, invisible. We'll put the invisible tag. There you go. That's the pressure plate, where the invisible tag is. Have Cap move to the front of the group before stepping on the switch. Wait, perception is technically 18 plus 2, and stealth is technically 13. Oh, you're right. You're right. 20. You're right. I even said that and still messed it up somehow. Yeah, so it was with a 20, but you did still pass it. No issues there. And you do see it. So I see have Cap move to the front of the group before stepping on the switch. All right. So Captain Ommoll will go up. The others will follow. I'll say that Damien went back. Hey, I think I see another one of these pressure plates. What do you want to do? And Cap's like, let me check it out. Moves up to the front. The others follow. They'll probably stay back here. And at this point, Captain Ommoll will step on it. You hear what sounds like some kind of movement. Metal against rock. Not sure what it is, but you hear something. And it coming from this direction. This direction. I don't know if you can see that behind the multi-chat. There. This direction. So now that you heard the noise, what do you want to do? If he steps off the plate, does the door close again? Oh, so as Damien watches what happens and pauses and listens, he looks over to Captain Ommoll and he says, hey, step off of it for a second. So Captain Ommoll will back up and you hear the sound once more. Metal against stone, grinding. I see onwards. All right. So Damien will lead once more. Captain Ommoll following his lead. Damien's going to look to the right when he gets to the end of the hallway here. And you see the following. You see a little offshoot to the right, and you see a couple more hallways, offshoots to the left towards the end of the hallway you're looking down. So what would you like to do with these? I hope that I don't keep buffering for you guys, because I see that I'm buffering on my thing up here, but I have my phone here that's showing it, and I haven't actually seen it buffer down there. So hopefully it's actually not that bad for you guys. Do we have something heavy to leave on the switch? Ooh, that's a good question. I would venture to say... Let me see what Walsen has real quick. Oh, accidentally minimized that. Didn't mean to do that. Probably the heaviest thing you have would be the... So both Walsen and Captain Ommoll have a shield. Might be heavy enough to hold it down. So we need to leave someone on the switch, I think, right? My internet jumping in and out. That's up to y'all. You didn't see anything. You only heard what sounded like metal on stone. Metal grinding on stone. So as your party has now found what looks to be some sort of pressure plate that when stepped on, you hear way down the maze, some sort of metal grinding on stone, and you've made your way a little bit further into the maze. You see a little offshoot, a couple more offshoots down at the end, and you're trying to decide what you want to do about both the pressure plate and moving forward. How is it you would like to progress? I think we need to advance to see what action the switch does. Okay? Let's go on, and we can send one back if need be, or we go back and get the brick from the last hallway. All right. So, Damien twirls around the corner. I'm going to say investigate, and then we can double back. Okay. And the rest follow. So, Damien gets to the hallway here, peers down the corner, and sees what looks to be a continued maze. You hear the sound coming from down the hallway here. It also sounds like it's coming from down this hallway. So you hear the sound emanating from both here and from here. Which way would you like to go? As you stand next to this little offshoot with a bigger offshoot in front of you, and then looks like it turns to the left at the end of the hallway as well. And you hear the low breathing coming from these two hallways, this one and this one. What's up, Jesse? What's going on? Howdy, howdy. Check the top hallway. Okay. So, Damien's going to go to the top, and he's going to peer down the hallway. And he sees that it goes all the way down to the left and shoots down, similar to this one. So you hear the low breathing coming from both hallways. You see which direction both hallways head. What would you like to do? As your group stares down the hallway looking at Damien, waiting for instruction. Captain Ommoll's giving him the eyes. What do you see? What do you see? Have there been any arrows on the floor this time to tell us where to go? There have not. There have not been any arrows this time. There have not been any arrows. You've simply been following the sound of the... You just continue to hear this low, guttural, growling breathing as you make your way down the hallways. Brandon, could you bring the drawn map back up? I sure can. And I can... Thoughts on 2 top, 2 bottom lines splitting the crew? First rule of D&D, you never split the party. So, Zach, I will say, funny story real quick while you're deciding which way you guys want to go here. And feel free to take a quick screenshot of this to save this image, if you would like. So, long story short, our group that plays, there are 6 people in the group. And I had them at a point where 2 individuals had their brothers in deathly trouble at the exact same time, assuming that they would say, okay, we got to go save this one and then run over here and save this one. And that is not what happened. The 2 people said, I'm going to my brother now. I don't care what you all do. And they would not listen to any reason. So then the party decided they had to split up. And I immediately was trying to figure out my way out of this because I had set up encounters that would make it difficult for 6 people. And now they were going to have 3 in each. So I was about to kill everyone. Luckily, they ended up coming to their senses and choosing to go together. Nonsense, always split the party. Hence why I asked. But if you don't split the party, how can you have shenanigans? Evil shenanigans. Yeah, for real. For real. All right. So with that map as information. What direction would you like to take your party? It was awfully fun. Awfully fun, that's for sure. It was a great time. After. Left. All right. Jesse says left. I like it. Top path is shorter. All right. It wasn't a movie reference? Nice. Nice. I can't believe I didn't get that. Top path it sounds. All right. So, bottom has another potential dead end and maybe pressure door. All right. So, Damien's going to signal to the others. And the others are going to tippity-tap, whoop, all the way through. Whoop, whoop. And they're going to make their way down. So, he will go here. And as he peers around the corner here, you see another curve. The hallway seems to go down and this way. I know you can't see the bottom here. The wall turns. Bottom has another potential dead end. Any pressure plates or traps? Guess not. No. So in going through this, you have not, in this hallway, hit any pressure plates or traps. So as they join back together, Damien says, "Hey, it looks like the hallway might turn back around down there. What do you guys want to do?" I see the concurrent viewers back up to 11. So if you are new here, welcome. Your group of adventurers is kind of making their way through a maze right now as they hear the sound of low guttural breathing. Kyle, what's going on? And they hear this breathing that now seems to emanate. I'm actually glad I'm saying this. Seems to emanate from this hallway, but you don't see anything. You just hear the low breathing back and forth. And you see that the hallway goes down and it turns left where you're at. If you're also just joining, you have stepped on a pressure plate. That is this. I am on the screen, right? That's this here. You stepped on a pressure plate, and at that point, you heard what sounded like metal grinding on stone somewhere down on the far end of the maze towards where you're at. But you're now getting here to see what's going on. Check it. Like the 4 square down should be a trapdoor, pressure door per the map. So, with that, we'll test it out. So, remembering the map that they have, actually carrying the map that they have, he's going to move his way down. And at this point, he's going to bring the others. The growling, not growling, like the breathing, the heavy breathing, seems to emanate from right where he's standing. But there's nothing here, but it almost sounds like it's in his head at this point. You just hear the... and it's overwhelmingly loud in this spot. But there's nothing standing here. There's no pressure plate that he just stepped on. There doesn't seem to be anything. I'm just here for the gold so I don't get fined. I see we are at 13 concurrent viewers. So people are joining in. Welcome. This is your group of adventurers that you're telling me what you want to do. You're currently making your way through a maze trying to find this portrait that you've been sent on a quest to find. And you know down here that there's a trapdoor somewhere where you're standing. But you're not sure where or how to get there. Any sign of metal scrapings on the floor? Go ahead and roll an investigation check, whoever would like to do that. It's coming from the secret door in that hallway. Zach, I think you're catching the hang of this whole Dungeons and Dragons thing. Under the floor or overhead, per the map we're standing, is a trap door. Invisibility check. You look around. The air is invisible. As all of your party is kind of just like looking around, feeling around. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. Ooh, we got 2 coming in. You get advantage. You get advantage. So 10 plus 7, 17. So with a 17 investigation, as Lenka kind of heads the investigation here, kind of feeling around, looking for the walls, there doesn't seem to... Now, actually, before I lie, hold on. Let me just check. One second. Sorry. Almost there. Okay. No. Even with your 17 investigation, as you peruse through this area, whatever secret door that map is referring to, you see nothing. If it is a secret door, it is hidden. This thing's great. Before I lie, greatest damn line ever. Yeah, I try not to lie. I try to stick to the book if I'm using a book. And I especially don't lie when it comes to the dice. I know some DMs like to do that. If I'm rolling it, I will TPK a party if it does so. But that's because I've been beaten down by my adventurers so many times. Send Lenka back to stand on the pressure point. Have Captain Ommoll, Walsen, and Damien ready for when the door opens. Okay. And it looks like Zach agrees. So, Damien says... Not Damien. Damien looks back and is like, all right. One of us should go stand on that pressure plate, see what happens here. And Lenka immediately goes, I'll go back. I don't want to be here when this happens. And immediately turns and walks kind of next to Walsen and makes his way back. And right before he goes to step on the pressure plate, he sends a little, like... And then he's going to step on the plate. The group of three immediately hears in the wall what sounds to be metal grinding on stone. But that's it. Nothing opens. Nothing reveals itself. But they hear the sound of the metal grinding on stone. Move Damien. Well, unfortunately I didn't see that in time. But lucky for you, nothing happened in that spot. So... Oh, but as he moves down, I can reveal this. Oh, well, this is going to reveal all that, but that's fine. It's releasing the heavy breathing thing. So now, what would you like to do? Thought Damien was going. Just gets sent into the abyss through the floor. And the Demogorgon pops out. I think there's another switch in the dead end, and it's a 2-point switch. I get a nosebleed. All right, 11. Huh? Huh? I only saw the first season, though, so. Hey, 1 for 50 isn't bad. So, what would you like to do? As Lenka's like, anything? Do you see anything? Hey, hey, you guys good? And you continue to hear the... Also, 13 concurrent viewers. That's 130 gold pieces for everybody here, by the way. Not bad. Not bad. I don't know when... I don't know last few. So, look at that. Man, could you imagine if one night I just had a random I, I just had a random like surge of 500 viewers, and now everyone's just getting 5,000 gold. Who should we send to the other dead end to check for another switch? Lindsay, you know the character specs of who should stay and go. Have Lenka leave something heavy, possibly a brick from the other hallway, and the one pressure point, and then go investigate the other dead end. Okay. All right, so Lenka says, hold on, I'm going to try something. And he's going to hop off of the pressure plate, and immediately the other three here, and it sounds like that metal grinding on stone once more. And he's going to walk back towards the false wall, kind of looking for something heavy. Anything heavy that he could put. And I thought it was 40 gold per. The door, it was like an actual door. It wasn't like false bricks. It was a fake wall that was actually a door. But I will say that he realizes that that trap door that he lifted up before could probably be removed, and it's heavy enough, most likely. So he makes his way kind of here and looks left and right, notices there are no other skeletons that are animated or standing up. So he's going to go here, and he's going to hop over the trap door, or the whatever it was, the pressure plate. And here he sees the two kind of rusty, bolted, loose hinges that are this trap door here. Yeah, that would also be insane, would it? Everybody trying to play 4 characters. So go ahead and just roll a strength check from Lenka to see if he can just kind of pry the rest of the bolts, like the bolts the rest of the way out, as they've kind of come loose over time and rusted over. They're not like easy to get off, but they're definitely not bolted tight. And you've got the strongest person on your team ready to pull it out of the floor. So give me a strength check with Lenka. Is there a way to break the trap door in half? It would take a good bit of effort, but I mean, I'd allow you to try. Here comes the D20. It's gonna be a nat 20. Ooh, 2. So Lenka blows up the anchor arms. This is heavy. Gives it one more shot, kind of grabs the bolt, and he's trying to turn it. All right, maybe there's another option. And continues to look around. There doesn't seem to be anything else heavy enough to lay onto the pressure plate that would keep it laid down. And he doesn't have anything. Evening, everybody. Brandon, what's going on? What's going on? Your character's here. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys can't even see what he's doing over here. I forget that I can see it on my screen, but it doesn't mean you can. All right. Zach, you gotta stop. I'm done rolling. Jeremy, stop taking so long to roll then. So yeah, Lenka is looking for something heavy to put on this pressure plate. And he found that the trapdoor is probably heavy enough, but unfortunately, he was not strong enough to take it off the floor. He doesn't have anything on him that's strong enough to do it. So with that, he's going to come down here, go back in, and kind of semi-yell down to the others. Hey, I wanted to leave something on these, but I don't have anything strong enough. And so we'll say Walsen, he hasn't really done anything. He kind of gets in the mood, going off of Zach's send Cap or Walsen back to pull off the door and the hinges. Oh, I got this. And he's going to turn around and head back with Lenka. All right, go ahead and roll another D20 to see if Walsen and his strength check can pry this rusted hinge bolted door off of the ground. Ommoll will we'll go check to see what's taking so long and help. All right, so Ommoll, following Walsen's lead as you roll for his strength check. Yeah. Ommoll will make his way, but kind of stop at the corner, like the halfway point, so he can listen to both whatever's happening to Damien and check on them and make sure everything's going fine. Can Ommoll's javelin be used to corner in a corner to press down the plate, then jam into the gap. I like it. I like the idea. Nat 20, though, on Walsen's as well. And it looks like Kyle got that roll in. So Kyle with the Nat 20 as Lenka starts to give him tips real quick. Oh, you see, I was grabbing here, and it seemed... And Walsen just... Oh, I got this. And just rips it off the ground, sending a hinge flying into the ceiling. Ding, 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 ding. Bounces on the ground. Ha-ha! I told you I've got this. And he's going to happily turn around and go to bring the door down. And he sees Captain Ommoll peering around the door like, nice. And he's going to cheerfully walk around. And at this point, Captain Ommoll will walk back and check on Damien, make sure things are cool. Lenka will stay with Captain Ommoll, who will go here. And as he hoists the trapdoor, waterlogged and made of a solid oak, down onto the pressure plate, you hear the sound of metal on stone one more time, grinding on the end of the hallway. And at the same time, I know... Okay, let me catch up. There's a lot of messages coming in. I like it. I like it. But it appears we have a door. Kyle with a 20. Turtle, what's going on? SCP Foundation looking dungeon. Widget, we might need that spear idea because it's going to be a 2-stage switch. Okay. So, Zach, I did hear you mention earlier that you wanted to check in here. So go ahead. Can I get another investigation roll to see in this room, or if you just want to walk in, or in this hallway here, or if you just want to walk in, whatever you want to do. In the meantime, check the dead end on the way back to the group. Okay, so it's up to you however you want to check this. Do you just want to visually inspect it, or do you want to physically walk in it? In the meantime, Turtle, and for anyone else just joining, your group is trying to find this portrait that's been taken by this guild that they're in. They've made their way to the basement without running into anybody except a couple skeletons and some mean fish in that pond that you see there. They hear the sound of breathing coming from the end of this maze, and on their way to kind of track down that breathing, they have stepped on this pressure plate, which I've marked with this invisible marker here. Stepped on it, and they heard the sound of metal grinding on stone at the very end of the hallway. They went to investigate, and they've now reached the end of the hallway here, which the sound seems to be emanating from this spot, but there's nothing there. So they've now gone back, one of them has, stepped on the plate, and they could hear the sound of the metal grinding on stone coming from the wall right here. But nothing happened. So now they've gone back, and they've left this door that they broke off on the pressure plate. And now they're investigating this hallway here that they think might have another one. Nat 20! Jeremy with another Nat 20. Holy cow. So, with that, Lenka, knowing what to look for, having seen a couple of these pressure plates at this point, stares... Oh, look at that. I don't know if you guys saw that pop up from Twitch, but Influential Breakman just told me how to get cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Remove the space. Thanks. So, having seen the pressure plates before, having stepped on a couple of them at this point, he notices right away that there is another one. Right. Oops. Cancel. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that, bruv. Duplicate. Right there. And so with that, Lenka will go and step on it. And immediately you hear... These two hear another, what sounds to be some kind of metal grinding on stone behind the wall, but still nothing. Nothing opens. No eternal portal to the abyss pops out of nowhere. I think we know what's happening here. So, once more, you've heard it happen. And with that, Walsen steps in. Says, 1 second, and he's going to take his javelin out, and he's going to step on the pressure plate and slam this thing down on the ground while simultaneously shoving the tip of the spear into the corner of the wall, creating a pressure point between the spear, or the javelin, and the pressure plate. keeping it down. And as he slowly steps off of it, it stays down. They don't hear the sound once more closing. Put Damien in the corner. All right. Nobody puts Damien in the corner. It's gonna eat us. But the door has not opened. So now, 4 right, 2 up, 3 left. All right. So, as the others make their way back to see what's going on, Damien is going to go ahead and roll me one more investigation check. Unless you'd like to just step in this spot and see what happens. I'm guessing Walsen would have walked back up here. Actually, Lenka might have too, because I don't know if he knew this was down here, but it's fine. Okay. D20, Turtle with a 3. So, as Damien, with his investigation, I think it's a +2 with Damien. It might be a +1. Let me see. I mean, either way, it's a low roll. Investigation is +1. So, as Damien... Kaden is still wondering about that part. As Damien gets down on the ground, peering at the floor, he doesn't see any signs of a pressure plate here. And he's going to lean around the corner like, hey, I don't know if there's another one here or not. Do you want him to just step there or no? Send it. So Damien's going to step forward. And with that, Damien steps as a third metal grinding on stone sound happens. It unlocks what looks to be this hidden door here. Right where you guys already knew it was, right here. And it partially just swings up in a little bit, enough for you to see this perfectly formed hidden door in the wooden, stone flat-ish wall here that just kind of props open. So what would you like to do? You need to do these puzzles more often. They're pretty fun. Yeah, I do try to find adventures with more puzzly stuff in them rather than just straight up fighting. But this keys of the Golden Vault. Keys for the Golden Vault seems to have good stuff in it. Throw Damien in the door to check for traps. All right. So as Damien steps off the plate, you hear the sound of grinding once more as it pushes the door back into place and locks it shut once more. Investigate how to open the arch door. So, as he does that, Lenka's going to turn around and say, hey, you're going to have to get back on one more time. We got to check this out. So, Damien will step back on, and as he does, it seems like as the grinding lock unlocks, it lets off just enough pressure to kind of reveal the door a little bit. And at that point, Lenka, checking out the door, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. Roll a d20 to investigate and see what's here. Walsen, what? Oh my God, what is this madness? What's going on here? Why did this not move? Oh, there it goes. Wow, that was way delayed. Way delayed. Here comes a D20. Jeremy rolling 17. With a +7 investigation, that will be a 24. So as Lenka kind of checks out the door here and pushes it a little bit. He does notice that the door is kind of a simple push. And as he does a little bit, he sees what looks to be 3 metallic, thick bars that would most likely be the locks that you've been unlocking here. And they're kind of round on the ends, so that's why when the one popped back in, it kind of pushed the door back into place, and it creates that pressure of the door enough to make it disappear into the wall pretty much. But as Lenka pushes the door open, he sees... You're going to find out 1 second because I have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Grab a drink. I'll be back in like 90 seconds. Don't I have a be right back one? I thought I did. I guess not. But it's okay. You guys can stare at the map for a second. Ooh, be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay. Damien's got a crowbar if we need to hold down the 3rd plate. Starting the clock. Oh, when did Damien become Half-Life Alex? I wonder if we missed any objects laying in that other hallway we never went in, north of the first 2 pressure plates. Very much a death trap. LOL, the joys of D&D. No matter what, we probably missed something. The question is, was it good or bad? Facts? Facts? LOL. It's never good or bad. It's how much fun the DM has fighting their players. Yeah, well, usually the players are beating the heck out of the DM, so that's not always fun. Ooh. Did I lose, like, all internet here? Oh, okay. Man, this is really cutting out. Okay. Anyway, so, cause see, that says excellent connection, but it looks like I'm still, is my stream still good for you guys? Let me know if you're still, like, good seeing what's going on here. Because on my phone, it looks fine. But on all my other stuff, it looks like it's laggy. Good on my end. Okay. Weird. Odd. Oh, 12 concurrent viewers. If you get 2 more, that's an... Oh, 13. If you get 1 more, that's an extra 10 gold for the night. Just saying. Welcome. Oh, I went back down to 12. Sorry. Still connected for the next 5 minutes. Okay. So, what you see is... sorry. a room of sorts. So vertical iron bars stretch from floor to ceiling, dividing this room into 6 cells as Lenka's kind of peering in to see what's going on. Lit by torches and wall sconces kind of all over the walls and around the cells themselves. The 2 southernmost cells seem to have some sort of wooden barrels and trunks in them, while the cell in the northern corner contains a scruffy-looking prisoner. And you kind of hear like a, "Oi, who's there? Who's out there?" A rubber room full of rats. Walsen carries a barrel back to Lenka to put on a pressure switch so he can rejoin the group. All right. Walsen carries a barrel. All right, so all right. So Walsen's gonna walk in. Oi there, old chap. I'll be right back. I just gotta grab one of these barrels. Oi, where you go? Who are you? Oh, I'll be right back, mate. And he's gonna grab one of these barrels and walk over. All right, getting up off the plate. And as he hops off, the door, which is kind of open at this point, now that you've opened it, you see one of the locks slowly protrude out of the wall, but just kind of get in the way of the open space of the door. And Walsen's going to go and drop the barrel on the plate. And you see the metal bar go back into the wall. All right. Guys, want to go make a new friend? And Damien's just kind of staring at him with this dumbfounded look. And he's going to make his way back this way and peer in himself. So now the group is back together. You have a trapdoor that was covering the opening to the fish place, now resting on one of the plates. You've got a javelin jammed between the plate and the corner of the wall. And you've got a barrel from the next room that you just went in and grabbed real quick and came back and tossed on the plate. Okay, door's open and we ain't getting locked in. I like it. So now, what would you like to do? Throw Damien in to check for traps. All right. So Damien is going to maneuver in. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. Five. Okay. So with a 5+1 investigation, as Damien walks in, he hears, "Oi, you're not from the guild. Who are you?" And as Damien's trying to focus on looking around, maneuvering into the cellar, he's like, "Oi, answer me. Who are you? What are you doing here, mate?" And he's like peering through some of the barrels here. Now, you are in a corner cell here, but you're on the inside of it, but this cell in particular has a handle on this side that you can open the gate that's there. And any chance you can remind me why we're here? Still looking for a painting. Yes, you are still looking for a painting to take back. So at a certain point, Damien gives up trying to look around as he's stuck being distracted by this prisoner here. And Damien's like, "Hey, enough. All right, is this room trapped or not?" And the guy's gonna look at him and be like, "Well, I don't know. What's in it for me?" Was the snoring coming? Oh, I'm sorry. So as he enters, the snoring is now behind him. And it's not the snoring, the heavy breathing, the almost growling, grotesque breathing and heavy just in and out seems to be coming from this square here, this spot. Although nothing's there, it's the sound is emanating from there. That's a mimic if I've ever seen one. So, as Damien asks whether or not the room is trapped, the prisoner says, well, I don't know, what's in it for me? Didn't we have some sort of key in the box? So the key that was in the box disappeared pretty much immediately. Just as it had appeared. Boo. Aww. I want to explore the other rooms because it doesn't feel like we have everything yet. I do wonder... Okay. Leaning on Lindsay or Widget to come up with a plan on how to bust this cell open to explore. I'll take Cap. This man has literally no leverage. He's stuck in a cell. Ommoll, what did you do to end up in a cell? Okay, so as the group kind of maneuvers in, as Damien starts talking to somebody, he does notice that the door that he's at will open. It's not locked. The door handle is on his side. This is just like, it's more to keep people from that side from going out this way than to keep people from this side going out that way. So it is unlocked, but for now, keeps it shut. Captain Ommoll, feeling like maybe he might be missing something, is thinking about going and checking the other rooms. But before doing so, steps up. What'd you do to end up in this cell? Well, why don't you go ahead and tell me what you're doing here before I go ahead and give you any of that information. I've seen the people coming in here and locking up the cells and putting me away, and I've never seen you all here. Tell me what you're doing here first. Did we just try pulling on the handle? Yeah, I mean, so Damien notices that there's a handle there, and he can turn it and unlock the cell door pretty easily. He looks real good for stabbing right now. So what would you like to say to the prisoner? Oh. Oh gosh. Where? Yeah, okay. yet. So what do you want to say to the prisoner? Unless I'm just totally locked out internet-wise. Hey, you tell us what we want to hear. You get a little something. What do you say? Is the prisoner the same guy in the painting? It is not the same guy in the painting. This guy's scruffed for sure. He's got, I think, can you, I don't know how clear it is, but yeah, he's got like dirty, greasy brown hair. He's got this torn, sleeved shirt on that's kind of like red and plaid almost in color. He's pretty beefy, but he's definitely got like a scar down the cheek here. He got a mean scowl on him. Definitely not the most beautiful man in the world. And Captain Ommoll goes, hey, you tell us what we want and you'll get a little something out of it. What do you say? Bet his mom thinks he's the handsomest man in the world. All right. How about I'll tell you where the traps are in here. You let me go. Are there any bones around here? There are not. Can we just ignore him? You could. Oh, you know what? I always like my own video, and I forgot to do that. I don't know how long. I wonder how long. Oh, look at that. That was pretty quick. It does pop up there. Funny part is, I don't actually know what that helps. I don't know if that helps. Like, if I like the stream, does that bring the video to more people's feeds right now, or does that only help the video after it's streamed? Like, hey, I don't actually, I wish I understood the algorithm more. You can just ignore him. You, there are no bones around, and he tells you that he will tell you where the traps are in this room if you agree to release him after doing so. Well, now we know the traps are here. Why are you the only one here? The other's dead? Well, you see, unfortunately, I was the only one that got caught. How about I'll give you a bit of information about myself, and then we can make our deal. How's that sound, eh? And he tells you that he actually was part of this guild. Tells you that his name is, I think it's Dury. Hold on. What's his name? His name Dury. The name's Dury Sneath. Dury Sneath. I worked for this guild. They caught me spying for another guild. I go where the money takes me. And now I've been caught and they're trying to decide what to do with me here. I don't need your help surviving. I just need to get out of these chains before they come back. Cast thaumaturgy to make lights flicker and the voice louder. You tell us where the traps are and maybe we let you live. Plus intimidation roll. Lenka definitely says that. All right. So Lenka trying to go all like Galadriel, right? Where like darkness kind of surrounds him and he makes himself kind of glow and white eyes. Go ahead and roll an intimidation check. Oh, we don't need the thaumaturgy. He's giving all. All right. You don't need to roll intimidation. As he goes to do that, you hear you and Captain Ommoll is gonna grab. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. We got him. We're going. Hey, sorry. He does that. He's gentle giant. He won't hurt you at all. Anyway, you're part of this guild. You're working for another one. That sounds awful. And immediately they try to tame this new Anchor Arms Lenka down for some reason. So keep prying info on the traps. All right. Well, even if you are trustworthy enough to believe that you went against this guild and are just trying to break free, that doesn't mean you're telling the truth on where these traps are. Why don't you go ahead and give us the information and we'll consider letting you out of there. And the prisoner is going to look and he's going to say, Oi, lad, do I know that you're not working for the guild and this is some sort of punishment. You haven't told me anything about yourselves. I'm in here, trapped, death looming on the horizon, and I'm supposed to just trust that you four will get the information from me and let me out of here. This piece of information is the last thing I have that'll get me out of here. If we can release him from a distance, won't he have to show where the traps are to survive? Maybe. So as he presses that he needs this information just to survive, because the second he tells you, you no longer need him, what would you like to do? Tell him he doesn't have anything to lose by trusting us, as there's no line at the door of others coming down here to find him. That's a chance he has to be willing to take, though. Well, it seems we have ourselves a standoff. All right. So Damien will step in, and he'll say, all right, listen. You don't have anything to lose by trusting us. There's no line at the door of other people coming down here to find you. It's a chance you're going to have to be willing to take. Because we don't know if we can trust you, and you don't know if you can trust us. But right now, you're the one locked away. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. Representatives from Heroes Haven, we have no love for the guild. We're here to take back stolen property. Oh. I just want to throw a barrel in and see what happens. All right. So we're going to go with the persuasion check first, and then I will add in the next parts. Germ roll. In the meantime, I don't think that Brian's here, but if he is, I was thinking about it. Yeah, I planned on it, Widget, saving your statement for after. I was thinking about it. I would, ooh, 16. Okay. All right, I'll get back to my idea in a second. So, 16 plus, persuasion is plus 2, 18. So, with that, Damien peppers in a little of, listen, I've been a spy in my past before. I know what it's like to be a part of it, and now I know what it's like to no longer be a part of it. I'm not a spy anymore myself. You could have a chance at this life. You have my word. If we come to terms here and you tell us about whatever traps may be in this room, I will set you free. And then, at that point, Walsen is going to step in as well. And listen here, old chap. We're from Earshaven. All right, we've got no love for this place. Just look at these barrels. I might take one myself. And he's going to pick up a barrel. And it feels empty as he picks it up. But he picks up a barrel. And he's like, I kind of just want to throw it. See what happens. And Captain Ommoll is going to hold him back for a second. And the prisoner is going to think for a moment. And he'll say, all right, I don't know if I've ever trusted one like this. The door over there, if you go over, there's a poison trap. The second you twist that knob, it'll spray a bit of poison out into the air. You don't want to breathe it in. I like DJ's approach here. He wants the painting. He wants his freedom. I am Walsen confirmed. So he was pointing at this door. So what would you like to do with that? Dude, this internet is wild. So that to kill everyone from the door, got it, runs towards the door. That's the only trap. And he nods his head at the question of whether or not that's the only trap. I'm sorry, I missed if he actually gave us any info. He told you that there is a poison trap over connected to the door here. That if you open the door a certain way, it lets off the poison trap. And he said you don't want to breathe that in. Walsen, let me do my thing. Oh, I've got this. And he's going to carry the barrel through the gate. And he's going to throw the barrel at the door. Just go ahead and roll an athletics check for Walsen. Yeah, no, it's not your internet. It's, for some reason, I don't know if it's OBS or if it's my internet in general, but yeah, it keeps bugging out and really lagging on you guys for some reason. Oh, here comes the D20 for Turtle. Throwing the barrel at the door. An 8. And I know he doesn't have big athletics, but he's not weak. Athletics +2. And he's going to send the barrel Donkey Kong style. He's throwing it sideways up into the air. And it's going to smash into the door. And you watch as the barrel kind of breaks into pieces. This cloud of poison emanates in a 10-foot radius that sits there for a few seconds and then slowly dissipates into the atmosphere. And also inside the barrel, you see what looks to be a little tube that was attached to kind of the top of the barrel itself, but the rest of the barrel was empty. Toto, I got banned from rolling. You're about to be in my club. Honestly, didn't want to do that, but whatever. OBS was acting up on me the other day. Yeah, that's right. Someone else that I was watching, it was acting up on them too. So it may be an OBS thing that's having issues. But, yes, so through the barrel at the door, the barrel blew up. Well, it didn't blow up, but the barrel exploded on the door near the knob, and it set off this poison trap. It was a bomb. No, it was not a bomb. The poison trap went off. It didn't explode. It was like a, like sprayed out the poison. Throw another one. He's like, oh, well, that was effective. And he's gonna go and he's gonna grab another barrel and throw it again. And he breaks another one on the door, also empty, also with a tube attached to one of the boards that would have been at the top of the barrel. But this time, another trap does not get released. It's whatever it was. It seems like it was a one-time hit. Let's see. I probably could have made. Oh, this is cray. I gotta get this internet figured out, or OBS, one of the two. What do we got? Strat for the win. I think it's safe now. I was growing impatient with the prisoner. I guess we let the guy out, question mark. Alright, so Walson's going to turn to the rest saying, alright, seems like he was telling the truth. What do we do? Stop messing with that guy and let's explore those crates in the other cell to the bottom for the painting. Okay. So, this door is unlocked. And so, I guess Walsen, just waiting for the others to make a decision, will open the door and go check out the crates. And you are able to undo the crates here and kind of pry them open. They're not hard to do. And inside, you see once more these tubes that seem to be connected into what would be like the knot of a board. And so they directly connect to the outside. And as you look a little bewildered, the prisoner's going to kind of talk over like, oi, that's for smuggling people in and out. It's breathing tubes. Lets them stay alive while they're moving. I think we should because plot development. Leave him locked up for now. At Zach, yes. You're going to let me out of here or what? Captain Ommoll is going to talk over to him like, look, we're going to let you out. We just need to check things out here first. That way we can ensure that you've been good on your word. Go ahead, roll an investigation check, Jesse. Or whoever. You guys can roll an investigation check per the request of Jesse. A 12. So with Walsen's investigation and a 12, although, I mean, I would say that Lenka would have been with him at this point too. So with a 19 investigation, he seems to be telling the truth. These crates do seem big enough to fit in, and it would make sense that the breathing tubes are necessary, and it does seem like they've been hidden pretty well from the outside, kind of blending in the holes with the rest of it. It seems like he's telling the truth about what their purpose would be. But with a 19 investigation also looking around, it doesn't seem like there's anything else in the room besides these several barrels and crates. The barrels seem to be for the same purpose as he kind of checks out the pieces that have broken on the floor. And he notices that as he kind of walks around a little bit, kind of staying a little bit of a distance away from the prisoner, not totally sure if he could trust him or not. All the other cells do seem to be unlocked. It looks like they lock them when they put somebody inside. But, and then checking out the poison door. So he investigates the area that it looks like the poison came out of, and it's a very small trap that seems to go inside of the door, like the sprayer, the tube that would connect to the sprayer. It's kind of hidden under the knob, goes inside the door, and he can kind of assume that when the knob is turned in a natural direction, so when you grab it and you turn it in a natural direction, it would set off this trap. And so with that investigation, he kind of assumes that by twisting the knob in an unnatural direction, it will open without setting it off. If I remember correctly, our benefactor said the painting would either be down here or in the guildmaster's quarters. And I think that might even be... Can I not? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I'm moving everything. All right, there you go. I'm trying to move the picture. Thank you. Yeah, here you go. It says the painting is probably here or in the basement. Is this guy involved with human trafficking ring? Oh my god, my audio is skipping so bad, so frustrating. Yeah, it's probably on me. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. So, couple questions. So, Damien, walking a little bit closer to him, just to get some information. So, do you guys do human trafficking or what? Not necessarily human trafficking. We use those crates to get a lot of our men in places that we need them to be for the guild, if that makes any sense. But no, we don't deal with smuggling people that don't wish to be smuggled. And I want to ask him how long he's been down here. All right, that makes sense. So how long you been down here with no one taking care of you, I assume? And then he's going to look at Damien, and he's going to... Oh, well, they've been taking care of me down here. But I wouldn't necessarily call it good care. Enough to survive till they decide I no longer need to survive. Everyone else cool with letting this guy free now? Let Walsen bust his door open. Perception. Not necessarily human trafficking. Sometimes we get a couple gnomes. Yeah. Yeah, elves, gnomes, anything but humans. Perception check with a 12 plus 4, I think, for Walsen, if I remember correctly. Yep. So 16 perception check. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything else out of place. Everything Lenka's describing as he's talking about the tubes that definitely seem to be used for trafficking or human movement, creature movement. The little spray nozzle that Lenka mentioned, everything seems to check out. This is some Assassin's Creed hiding in crates. Hey, if he attacks, he's dead. He can choose what he'll live. Okay. So, with that, Walsen will say, all right, well, he's told the truth from here. I trust him. And he's going to go over and immediately go to unlock the cell, but notice that it is a key lock for these cells. So the one that you came in, it is not a key lock. It was like a lever. But for all of these, it is a key lock, and you don't currently have a key. So he'll say that, and Damien will come over. He'll do a quick, not stare down, but basically stare at the man for a second, just to kind of one more time confirm that he trusts him, and he'll try picking the lock to open it. So go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check with Damien. Try our keys. Oh, that's right. He did get a key. That's right. And that does open it. Hold on. It doesn't say. I'm going to say that it does, because I'm pretty sure that key opens these doors too. So, and I think, didn't Damien have it, because he was the one that snuck in there? So Damien will try the key and open up the wrought iron door. And as he does so, the prisoner is going to flip out this dagger that he has in his hand, and he's going to sheath it as a sign of good faith that he had the dagger and he doesn't plan on utilizing it against you guys, recognizing his deal that he had with you and that he was outnumbered. Oi, I'll have it. It's for my safety. I gotta get out of here now, quietly, without being caught. So, good luck on your endeavors, whatever that may be. I appreciate you letting me out. I don't really know anything further in whatever that room is. I believe it's a storage room. They didn't really have me do anything here involved in that area. Good luck. And he's going to kind of maneuver around you guys and start walking out. So, with that, what would you like to do? Check out the poison room. Okay. So, Captain Ommoll now will step up and he will say, all right, let's do this. And he's going to twist the knob, and Lenka leading him saying, oh, turn this way. He's going to nod and he's going to open up the door. And as he opens it up in this unnatural way, as you're mentioning, Jesse, kind of twisting the knob in a way that wouldn't feel right. You normally like twist a certain way, he twists it the other way. Opens it up to reveal what would be, where is, I'm looking for, oh, there we go. This room here. And you see, lining two walls of this room, you see 4 crates along with 4 wooden chests. Oh, I can slide that, sorry. Make that a little more visible for you. Yeah, Jesse, he noticed that, like, the way that you would normally turn a knob, like, you know, like when you walk up to a door, you always turn it the same way. You don't turn it, like, inside. You turn it out. And he recognized, now this is talking mostly, this would have to be a righty, but throw a barrel, oh, reliable. So Walsen will walk over and grab a barrel and Donkey Kong style chuck it into the room, and it will just kind of along the chests and the crates, and it'll break into pieces, but nothing else seems to break or react or do anything. All right, checking for traps. Damien is going to take the lead here. So go ahead and roll an investigation check. Actually, I don't know if Damien would. I mean, but Lenka has the best investigation, but he probably wouldn't lead. The mimic chest out of instinct swallows the barrel. No, nothing seems to react in here as you chuck in a barrel. And I'll... Okay, here comes the D20. As Damien cautiously maneuvers in. Nat 1. He is confident there is not a single trap in here. And he's going to turn around and he's going to say, all right, we're good. Come on in. And... lucky feet. the rest of the gang is going to come in. So go ahead and roll another investigation check now that Lenka has joined the party in here to kind of see what these barrels and chests, or these chests and these crates are all about. A 7 plus 7, 14. So, ooh, okay, you just got it. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, so, that's a little overpowered, I think. All right. In the crates, you find that this seems to be, it contains a bunch of stolen goods, like ammunition, like weapons, scimitars, light crossbows. Yeah, by ammunition, I mean like the arrows and the crossbow bolts and such. Advantage since everyone is looking. You are correct that you could have advantage. I'll just tell you now, since I've already said it. I gave you the information. You did pass. You've passed the max for you, so you're good. So you see some heavy crossbows, some light crossbows, some scimitars. The chests, they contain some cutlery, some candlesticks. You see some plates and pitchers and other cups and mugs. Nothing of any ornate detail. But in his searching through some of the chests, he finds on the outside of one of the chests what looks to be a secret compartment almost, that if he were to press the button on the outside, a piece of the bottom of one of the chests slides open. And as it does, you reveal a couple things. You see a few pieces of jewelry, costume jewelry to be precise. You can tell that they're not super ornate by any means, but they definitely are some kind of jewelry. They're worth 5 gold each. You see a gold necklace with a black pearl pendant that hangs down from it. That's worth 750 gold. And then you see a necklace with these orange beads hanging down from it. Not really sure what that one is. Good for you, Diaz. They found it. Turtle, I ended up saying it all the time. Damien immediately starts stealing the gold. Yeah, so Damien will see all of that and reach in and go to grab it. But, I mean, he's right in front of everyone, so they see it happening. You push the button. No, mimics. No, you push the button. It wasn't a mimic. You're good. Jesse was right to push the button. It's a good thing. And so you see this treasure that they collectively grab. As Damien goes to jump in, the others see it and kind of hold him back. Arcana check the file. All right, go ahead and do an Arcana check with Lenka. But I'm making it a hard check. Just because you know what it is doesn't mean they know what it is. 8. All right, fine. Fine. He immediately knows, well, that's a necklace of fireballs. That's a good one. Get that out. Oh, sweet lavender, that necklace. Yeah. Yeah. OP. You know what? I should really start reading through all the treasure that they give you in these things before I just go off the book. So you know it's a necklace of fireballs. Hello, this fireball necklace may be magical. Hello, me and Jesse with that player knowledge. Yeah, so just to spread the wealth of knowledge here, Lenka immediately knows this is a necklace of fireballs, which each bead, when thrown, it causes the essentially the effect of a fireball spell. But go ahead and roll. I think it's a D8 for how many fireballs it has. Oh, it's a D6 plus 3. Roll for how many fireballs it has. Oh, look, this is using the DMG24 rules. You can take a magic action to detach a bead and throw it up to 60 feet away. A magic action. The D8's fine. It's the same thing. A 2 plus 3, so it has 5 orange beads hanging down from it. Okay. But that's what you get in perusing through all these crates and chests. So now, as you've discovered this magical necklace and another gold necklace with this ornate black pearl pendant hanging down from it, I want to check out the other door. All right. So, Captain Ommoll. Well, Lenka would investigate the door first. Go ahead and roll an investigation check just to see if there's another poison trap here. And if you throw them all, it's like updating Fireball. If you throw them all, what a waste. In my opinion. And I think in most people's opinion. But you're right, it is like literally upcasting it. 18 plus 7, 25. This door is not trapped. He is confident there is nothing affecting this door the way the other one was. So, Captain Ommoll, he allows Captain Ommoll to go first. And as he opens the door, you see inside 2 things. You see a chest, and next to the chest, you see what looks to be some sort of object covered by a blanket. And as you open the door, you hear, "Well, hello there. Who's out there? Who is it? I can't see who it is. Open this door up. Open this blanket up. Let me see. Who are you?" And Ommoll immediately recognizes the sound is coming from whatever's in the blanket. That looks like it could be some kind of picture frame of sorts. But with that, we will end it here for the night. We will find out next week what is talking behind the blanket. You guys didn't do any fighting tonight. Well, you did one. You fought the 2 skeletons, but then intelligently used the destroy undead, which was pretty smart. FYI. Walsen does somebody. I killed a kraken using a 9-bead necklace one time. Jeez. 16 D8, D6 I mean. Whew. Out of the Abyss campaign. Is that a talking mimic? Oh, it's a parrot. End the session. It's a cat. Cliffhanger. Fun night. Yeah, no, this is fun. This is fun. I like when we don't get bogged down by just fighting the whole time. So this was a fun one. I think I saw 40 viewers at one point. Yeah, if you make that happen, I will happily give you all the 400 gold. That's a free pack for everyone. Happily. Oh, but I never finished my idea. Step 1, stuff the necklace in half a cow. Step 2, offer the cow to a dragon. Step 3, gather the loot from the dead dragon. As long as it's not a red dragon. We need more puzzle and thinking than spamming fireball at enemies. Yeah, for real. Yeah, so here's my thought. And I don't know how it works because I don't know anything about OBS and making interfaces and sources with OBS. I would have to talk to Brian. I think it would be really cool if during the stream I could somehow, anytime somebody pulled cards in the Discord, when I get the images loaded for Satchamon and like it'll actually show images in the Discord, it would be cool if every time someone pulled cards, those cards would like pop up on the screen, maybe here. Like it would say like Jester pulled and it'll pop up the 3 images of the cards here. Or, you know, Widget pulled and pop those up. It would be super cool if I could actually somehow get that to pop up on the screen. That'd be wild. But again, I don't know how to do that. I have no idea how to do that. Nice plan, DJ. Toro asks for puzzles, also walks into cell, and incited violence throwing barrels. When in doubt, fireball. It works. I mean, it did. It worked. And that's the thing. Sometimes it's fun to just not overthink it. Just wing it. Go through and whatever. You could do it easy. So that's the thing. Yeah, so that's the thing, though. I don't know how to... It has to interface with Discord and pulling the cards, which I guess Brian could do it with the bot. It doesn't actually have to do anything with the Discord at all, because the bot on its end is knowing to send these messages that's been pulled. So I guess it wouldn't be too bad as long as Brian would know how to then add that as a source. Because you're right, I mean, I could just add a website, but I have to make sure that it's not, like, I'm not showing a website on here. It has to be an invisible, a transparent background that's just popping up with something that says Natty Bo pulled, and shows the 3 images, maybe holds them there for 5 seconds, and then they disappear. Someone gets a great worm during the session. That would be baller. I mean, if you get to see that live, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd probably save my pulls at that point until the live, so people can see me pull them. I missed how we ended the last room. So, Zach, just to catch up, you walked into the room, you saw a chest, and next to the chest, you saw some kind of object, looked to be picture frame-esque, covered in a blanket. And immediately you started to hear a voice that was saying, "Hello, who's there? I can't see you through this blanket. Who's there? Tell me, who is it?" And that was how I ended the session for now. Put it in a frame wherever you want it. Yeah, I'll look into it. I mean, it's going to be time anyway, because I still have to finish the card images, which I did officially finish over 200 now. I think I was at 207 or something like that. And that doesn't include the additional 40 images I have done and ready to put on the card. I'm just doing them sequentially. So all those 40 plus cards, like when I get to them, it's literally as simple as just changing the lettering, put the picture in, next. So those are really fast. Pulling a lot of 9s right now. Wow, when we finish this. So we will continue this one next week. The adventure here continues next week. Wednesday at 8:30 once more. So let me just double check the peak current viewers if it'll tell me here. It always tells me when I finish it up, but yeah, it's not showing me peak. So it'll tell me at the end, but I think 13 was the highest I saw. So for those of you that joined in on the stream, you'll be getting 130 gold at least, if not more, over in the Satchmon Discord. So other than that, I'm gonna hop off of here because it is almost 11 where I'm at, and I gotta wake up early tomorrow. So I'm gonna hop off of here. This was a fun session. We did get a lot of people joining in tonight, which was awesome. So we'll see. Maybe next week we can hit that 15 mark, get everybody 150 gold. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I will see you to continue this cliffhanger on the next one.